In this video, we are going to learn about disease and pest of silkworm. Various agents like protozoa, bacteria, fungi, virus attacks on silkworm larvae, uh, pupae, and cause damage. With this disease, various pest attacks on silkworms and damage the sericulture industries. Okay, to see this first protozoan disease, it is also called as pebrine. This protozoan disease is caused by protozoa Nosema bombycis. And important identification and important characteristics of this disease is black spot on infected silkworm. And silkworm look like a paper grains. This Nosema bombycis occur in two stage, spore, which is the infective stage, and vegetative stage. If we see the life cycle of Nosema bombycis, then this includes sporont, plasmont, meront, and spore. See the spore, these spores are infective stage to silkworm larvae. See this image of spores. This pebrine disease transmitted through infected eggs by contact with infected worms and through injection of contaminated food. So this is the mode of transmission of pebrine disease. Then symptoms of this disease, protozoan disease, includes silkworm larvae become sluggish and dull. And due to this sluggish and dullness of larvae is due to poor appetites. Larvae are not interesting, affected larvae are not interesting in feeding, and that's why they become sluggish and dull. Larvae stop feeding, result in irregular molting and growth. See this pebrine, yeah, protozoan affected silkworm larva, showing a wrinkled skin. Unequal development of larvae occur in pebrine disease. Head of larvae hang down, and affected larvae lack luster. Rusty, its color become rusty brown and cuticle become wrinkled. See this wrinkle cuticle of affected larvae affected by protozoa Nosema bombycis. Then if we want to prevent this pebrine disease, then certain prevention methods, certain controls are required, and these include sterilize the eggs in 2% formalin. These are the common routine methods, routine prevention we use. Then strict sanitation and hygienic rearing is also must. Careful inspection of stock to avoid the spreading of disease. This is also important. Careful inspection of stocks, and if we observe the affected larvae, then remove the affected larvae from stocks. Next prevention include disinfection of room by bleaching powder and use of resistance varieties. We can use Japanese species of silkworm to avoid the pebrine disease. This is about pebrine disease. It is caused by the agent, causative agent is Nosema bombycis, a protozoa. Then it is transmitted through infected eggs. This is the main mode of transmission of this pebrine disease. Then it may transfer by contact with infected worms and through injection of contaminated food. These are the some certain symptoms of larvae show after affecting the pebrine disease. The main symptoms include it stops feeding and then it becomes sluggish, dull, and cuticle become wrinkled. And these are the certain prevention and control measure of pebrine disease. Next disease of silkworm larvae is bacterial disease. This bacterial disease is also called as Flaceri. The main symptoms of this Flaceri in silkworm include this vomiting and diarrhea. This is the main symptoms, vomiting. And with this vomiting, the diarrhea, these are the main symptoms observed in silkworm larvae after infection by this various causative agent like various bacteria. Okay, so this fracture is caused by various species of bacteria like Bacillus bombycius, Bacillus bombycoides, then Bacillus soto. Depending on the causative agent and symptoms, Fletcher is classified into different types. Like see this shrinking disease here, larva becomes shrink, then soto disease, septicemia, and Range disease. Yeah, we call core disease. So one by one, we explain here these are different types of bacterial disease in silkworm larvae. See this shrinking disease. It is a disease. It is a disease of digestive organ, and it is caused by Streptococcus and coli. See this larvae after affected by the bacteria. Here larvae become shrink, and this is caused due to the infection of Streptococcus and coli bacteria. Symptom includes here the bacteria stop feeding, and that's why it is the silkworm larvae stops feeding, and that's why the larvae become sluggish and grow slowly. Body of larvae shrink. That's why it is called shrinking disease. And this diarrhea and vomiting is a common problem occurring in Flechery disease. Next bacterial disease in silkworm is Soto disease. It is caused by bacteria Bacillus soto, and symptom includes here the silkworm undergoes paralysis and spans because these bacillus sort of produce toxins which dissolve in alkaline digestive fluid and absorb through gastric wall. In this way, it affects the nerve and cause spasms and paralysis. Then next type of bacterial disease is septicemia. It is caused by Bacillus streptococci and Staphylococcus. Here the symptoms include the vomiting and loss of appetites, larval body shrinkage. These bacteria penetrate and multiply in hemolymph. Okay, so this see this shrinking of bacterial larval body, then vomiting and loss of appetites. Larva not interested in feeding. These are the certain common symptoms occur in septicemia. The next bacterial disease is core disease. This disease is also called as Range disease. It is caused by Serratia marcescens. See this, the larvae affected by Serratia marcescens. Yeah, we call larvae affected by core disease. This disease, symptoms of this disease include crimson red color of affected larvae and pupae. Even in this disease, pupae are also affected. So see this crimson red color of affected larvae. This disease transmitted by oral and induction by bad rearing technique, and that's why we use sanitized rearing appliances. We never handle the larvae by hand. If we want to prevent this core disease, if we want to prevent all these type of bacterial disease, then prevention and control measure includes maintain the optimum environmental condition in rearing room, rearing houses. Then we always use quality leaves because this quality leaves, the yeah we call larval growth depend on quality leaves and good quality of cocoon we obtain by using these quality leaves. Then remove the infected larvae and pupae. After infection, if we observe the larvae suffering from bacterial disease, then remove these affected larvae and pupae. And the common routine practice is disinfection of rearing room by 2% formalin. So these are the certain prevention and control measure of bacterial disease. Next disease include fungal disease. Yeah, we call muscardine calcino. See this image of affected larvae. These larvae affected by fungi. Uh, Color of these larvae become, yeah, it looks like a chalky appearance due to the deposition of calcium oxalate in larval body. So see this white mummified specimens looks like a conflict or bubbles. Uh, Important characteristics, yeah, important point in this fungal disease is after infection, larvae appear chalky due to the deposition of calcium oxalates. This fungal disease, muscardine, also classified into different types like white muscardine, green muscardine, black muscardine, yellow, red, brown muscardine. Okay, depending on the causative agent. See this white muscardine, it is caused by Beauveria fungi, Beauveria bassina. Then green muscardine is caused by Spicaria praesina. Okay, so this classification is based on the causative agent. What type of fungi affect the silkworm larvae? Then symptoms of this muscardine disease include the disease larvae prior to death will be lethargic, and on death uh, it placids. Oil specks may be seen on the surface of larvae. They gradually form hard, dry, and mummify into white or green color structure. The diseased pupae will be hard, lighter, and mummify. Here, the main symptoms is larvae become hard, dry due to the deposition of this calcium oxalate. Okay, this is the main symptoms of these larvae. Then, if we want to prevent this disease, then certain managements are required. These managements include sun-dried the rearing appliances to avoid the unhygienic condition. Then, disinfect the rearing room and utensils with 5% bleaching powder. Then, avoid low temperature and high humidity in the rearing room. Keep the rearing bed thin and dry. You can use rearing bed thin and dry. Then early diagnosis is also important. And if we observe the disease affected larvae in stock, then we remove these infected lots. Then we can apply Dithane M45 3 kg per DFLS. Yeah, we can use Vegeta supplement as a disinfectant on the larvae. Common practice include disinfect the rearing room and trays with 4% pentachlorophenol to control as per GLOS. Okay, so these are the prevention and control of fungal disease. Now the next disease is viral disease. This disease is also called as Glyceri, and it is caused by uh, uh, this causative agent, and this is the affected larvae, Glyceri affected larvae. This viral disease, yeah, Glyceri caused by Morator virus, polyhedral virus, infectious virus, and Beauveria virus. See this affected viral infection on the silkworm larva hangs. See this middle abdominal segment become loose. Okay, so see the symptoms. The larva will be sluggish with swollen intersegmental region. See this intersegmental region become loose, swollen. The integument of diseased larva will be fragile and break easily. On injury, milky fluid containing many polyhedral inclusion bodies oozes out from the larval body. The diseased larvae do not settle for mold and show shining integument. See this viral infected larvae show a shining integument. The larvae appear to be restless. The dead larvae hand by hind legs head downward. See this dead larvae hang by hind legs head downward. To see this is the sign of viral disease. After viral infection, larva hangs in this fashion. Okay, next, management of this viral disease include sun drying of rearing appliances for 1 or 2 days. Then disinfection of rearing room and appliances with 5% bleaching powder. Then disinfection of worms, trays, and discarding the disease worm. Ensure proper ventilation and air circulation in rearing rooms. Provide proper bed spacing. This is also important to avoid the spread of the disease. Then feed the larvae with nutritious mulberry leaves. Collect and burn infected larvae. because there chance to spread the disease. That's why we burn the infected larvae, fecal matter, and bed refuge. Early diagnosis and rejection of infected lots. Does the bed disinfectants like Vijeta, we call Resham Kid Aushad on larvae after each molt and half hours before resumption of feeding. Spray 1% of extract of Sorelia coryllifolia on mulberry leaves to avoid the infection of then say dry and feed warm once during the third instar. So these are the common prevention and control measure to avoid the viral disease. Now next is silkworm paste. Different paste like uji fly, then dermastid beetles, mite, ants, nematodes, lizard, rats, squirrel, and birds attacks on silkworm larvae and damage the production of cocoon. This uji fly, Trichiga bombycius and Trichiga sorbulans attacks on silkworm larvae. Like this, the dermastid beetles attacks on silkworm larvae, then mites, ants, nematodes attacks damage the silkworm larvae. So this is about silkworm disease and